Welcome to Steve's Cottage with Steve Horner. Steve Horner, a former radio talk show host, helps spotlight the source of today's social chaos while offering practical solutions to the problems negatively affecting you and your family. And now, here's Steve.
Hello, everybody. Gee, it's good to be here with you. I'm Steve Horner here at Steve's Cottage, and we've got some great information for you. A lot of entertainment, a lot of insight, and I have a question for you today on this episode. Are you pissed? Are you? If you ain't, you should be. There's a lot of craziness going on out there, folks, and I'm telling you, I don't want to be a doomsayer because I'm not a doomsayer. I'm a real positive, upbeat type of guy. But when the hole keeps collapsing in on you as you're digging, there's a problem, and I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that in just a few minutes. Well, today I thought I'd do a little retro work on you. I'm wearing my Vikings signature shirt. I don't think I've had it as long as the 1970s, but maybe the 80s. And then I'm doing the retro hat here, commemorating the time that I had long curly hair that the chicks just loved. Well, so we're doing the retro thing. Now, Sean, what color do you call this? I mentioned it in affiliation with the Vikings. What would you say the color of this shirt is?
Yeah, if I'm looking at the screen, it looks kind of a lavender.
Oh, that's a good guess. Yeah, because people would say, well, it's purple.
It smells like roses, but it looks like lavender.
It's good. Yeah, that's my underarm deodorant. And it's actually periwinkle.
Periwinkle's
so this is
the color?
Periwinkle people eater type of shirt. Yeah, so it's periwinkle. But it's my retro, and a lot of my clothes are retro, and I'm proud of that because I'm a cheap ass first and foremost, but I don't like buying new clothes. They just sit in my closet because I'm not out doing business anymore these days, and so I like my retro clothes, and I take good care of them. And that's why they last so long. Another thing I wanted to talk about before I get into the program is let's marvel for just a moment at Donald Trump's energy. Look at this guy. He's being beat up. He's being beat up by these revengeful people, these reparation-seeking people that are finally in positions of power to hang those whom they have disagreements. You see, it's reparation time for certain people, isn't it? And Donald Trump is a prime target. Look at how staunch and strong this man is. Just marvel at it. I've had a few court cases in my life. I've had a few infantry challenges in Vietnam. I've had a few divorce things and child custody things. I've had a few problems with paying my overhead over. Does it cause you to sweat and get nervous and sleepless nights? You betcha. Look at Donald Trump. He's facing hundreds of years. He's working hard to become president again, to drain the insidious swamp. But he just keeps going on and on and on and dancing and smiling and being bravado that the liberals hate. And you know why he's able to do this? Because number one, he's got the conviction of what he's doing is right, but something he never gets any attention or accolades for, and that is being a non-smoker, a non-drinker. Absolutely. You're a non-smoker. You've got the energy. You have got the energy. I know that from my 6 weeks of Lent every year. I stop smoking. I only have a couple of butts a day. I stop smoking, stop drinking. Sometimes I stop caffeine. I get so much done in those 6 weeks that I can't wait for Easter to roll around again. He is a remarkable guy, really. I mean, to put up with all this anxiety and terror and apprehension, and then just keep on trucking. What a guy. Seriously, let's give him accolades for that. And one more thing I want to touch on is oftentimes I have said, as I have gotten into my retirement and I have my nice home that I own, I'm 50 steps outside my front door to my HOA swimming pool. My house is shaded the right time of the day, has a little sun the right time of the day. I got mountain vistas all around me. I got it made. I really got it made. This is the best time of my life. And some people will say, well, how about when you had your children? You were raising your children. A lot of single parent women will say, that was the best time. No, this is the best time of my life. Got my health, got my attitude, got the overhead down, got enough money coming in to share some thoughts and pleasures with you on this podcast. And the reason it is the best time of my life is because of those experiences that I had in the past, such as raising my children and doing the Vietnam and doing the business thing and doing the, I spent 30 days in jail for standing up for my rights because I had the same type of women after me for gender-based pricing in Minnesota that Trump has. I have experienced it. So they were able to get the best of me, and the court was full of people going, "Yeah, let's get them now. Let's get them now." I had all these feminists coming out of the woodwork. I thought I was really going to get screwed over. Well, as it turns out, I got 60 days and then 30 concurrently. So, I said, well, I can do that standing on my head. Well, guess what? It was like standing on your head. Being cooped up with all these loser-type people, farting and pissing and moaning and swearing and cussing and anger and, oh, boy, I'll tell you, no privacy, no darkness, no bathroom time. Well, 30 days is about the time it takes to get used to something like that, and then at 30 days, I was done. But you see, You do these types of things with honor, and it does make you stronger. And so I have a lot of ammunition to draw from whenever I'm having a bad day now, because these are the best days of my life for exactly those reasons. Well, this is Steve's Cottage. This is where reality meets idealism. And the other week I was saying that I'm glad to have you hellfighters on board, but I don't think there's very many hellfighters like me out there, to tell you the truth. I hope that you learn some principles of being a hellfighter here, and that you will be one of the lions at the gates of freedom. But it does take a lot of strength and power and devotion, because if you're a guy who's married and your wife typically is going to be a liberal and doesn't want you to make trouble, well, then you're not going to be the type of the hell-fighting patriot that it's going to take for you to be a lion at the gates of freedom, because you're going to have to compromise a lot of those principles in order to keep sweetheart happy at home. And that's not always for the best interest of you and or your family. And I'm warning you that is the truth. And, if you're a single guy like me, well, you can afford to get out there and be a hellfighter. And I'll tell you, once you are, wow, it makes you feel, I'm telling you, I feel good. I knew that I would, yeah. Woo, I feel good. I knew that I would, yeah. So good. So good. I got you. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, baby. I am the original hellfighter. Well, last week I was trying to make the argument that unless we change our ways and clean out the swamp, which Donald Trump has so appropriately named, because he's not just doing the scare tactics about, the Republic is hitting the iceberg and we're going down. Baloney with all that. They're just trying to scare you. But Trump, see, what's different about Trump, he's showing you the hypocrisy and the lies and the revenge. This is something that the other guys like Pence, they don't have a clue. And if they do, they aren't going to tell you, because they don't want to compromise their happiness at home and or with their overhead or their image. They're Snow White image and, keeping that pasty face smile going. But Trump doesn't care. He is the patriot. And so he's making he is actually laying out the truth that the swamp is lies, hypocrisy, and revenge, and his is just not campaign rhetoric, and that's why he gets 10 and 20,000 people at his rah-rah rallies. So the other people are mostly scare tactics and phony. And the fact of the matter is, folks, is that we are caught in a trap, and you should be pissed. We are doomed as a republic, and that's not a rah-rah, the ship has hit an iceberg thing going down, because what have I got to win to scare you into believing that you better start taking action as a patriot? I absolutely zero, zilch, nada, you see. But as a patriot and as a hellfighter, I'm telling you, folks, okay, there's a lot of revenge and anger out there. And there's a certain underlying current that keeps you from opening your mouth and stepping forward as a lion, protecting that gate of freedom. The problem out there is really that not enough of us have a mirror that we can look into. Do you not have a mirror at home? You should have a mirror at home so you can see that you are the one who needs to be the hellfighter. Because otherwise, if you don't step out of your comfort zone, we are doomed. We are caught in a trap. And you can see what happened when Trump started going head to head with these revengeful liberals in the legislatures, and then in the Jew-run press. Jews being liberal, women being liberal. It's not about race or gender. It's about behavior. And the enemies want to ensure that Trump doesn't get in and the swamp remains nasty, dirty, alligator-infested, and intact. Trump is certainly a victim of revenge. And this should piss you off. If it doesn't, well, then you're no patriot in any of my books, which, by the way, can be purchased and inspected today at SteveHornerBooks.com. Check them out. Check out a collection at the Steve Horner collection. I think you'll really enjoy the reading. They're certainly priced right, and they're topical and timely. And I know that you'll enjoy them. And I think each one of the books has 10, 15 pages up front free, so you can get a look at my style and my candor and honesty and just some of my hard-hitting political attacks on enemies of patriotism. So this whole issue of the swamp, it ain't going to go away anytime soon. And here's why, okay? Here is why. Here's why we are doomed. Because, number one, folks, the chatter is loud. I mean, you listen to any of these talk radio programs. Oh, boy, yeah, I'm really pissed. Oh, yeah, I want to get that. Oh, yeah, look what they're doing to Trump. But none of these people, you ask any of them, that's why I got off the radio as a talk show host on KTAR in Phoenix. I couldn't stand listening to these whiners. I would say, Bob, okay, great. What have you done to show your patriotism? Well, what do you mean? Well, have you ever sent any letters to your legislators or anything like that? Yeah, no, what the hell? Why should I? Goodbye, Bob. See, I couldn't stand it. But Rush Limbaugh, he'd put up with these guys. Hannity put up with these people. some of these other more right-wing wackos, they put up and encourage it, you see. And I'm going to tell you why it's not going to go away, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is why the chaos exists. Now, I've brought this example to your attention before, but I'm going to try to make it a little more clear because with my shows now, I've shown you the enemies of the patriotism and why this ain't going to go away unless we do something about it. The fire, the conflagration is only going to get more immense. So say, for instance, your favorite NFL football team brings a female quarterback on track. And she might be black, and she might be lesbian, and she might be Jew, or she might be all of the above, you see. But she's pretty good. And the team wins a few games not thanks to her, but thanks to the defense. And for 5 straight years, they have losing records. Now, would you or the media finally find the guts to place the blame of the team's losses on her gender and risk being called a misogynist, a racist, a homophobe? Oh, maybe not. Look what happened to John Gruden when he sent some beer-drinking texts or emails to somebody, and then his enemies picked up on him, and he was coach of the Las Vegas Raiders and lost his, $1 billion a year job. So this is what I'm talking about. Do you have the guts to put the woman on the bench? Maybe you would ignore the obvious gender shortcoming because your wife and daughters are big fans of the female quarterback. So you wouldn't want to offend them. Same as with your boss at work. Oh, yeah, no, she's good. No, she's good. Oh, yeah, look at her go now. Oh, and, oh, no, the defense doesn't help her enough. And the women's groups, they would all love her and everything, you see. And but if you're ridiculing her based on her gender or her race or her being a Jew or her alphabet status, then you can't move. You can't speak your mind. And so the team keeps losing, as do we all, for fear of repercussions for not being able to speak our mind because of all the Orwellian tags that the enemies have concocted to keep you at bay, to keep you shut up. Oh, you racist. Oh, you homophobe. Oh, you don't believe in global warming. Oh, you denier. Oh, you are a hater. Oh, you are a racist. Gets back home to your boss or your wife, you got troubles. You got to stay shut up. That's why we're doomed. Unless people have the guts and show that they're pissed off and do something collectively. My advice early on, write your legislators. Go to the school board meetings. Send money to Donald Trump. No, he doesn't need it, but he's going to say, oh, Bob Johnson in Kansas City, Missouri really likes me. He sent me $50. He has some advice. He has shown me a letter or two that he has posted in the Kansas City Star, and he's really in support of me. That gives him gumption and gusto. And that's what we need to do. If you're pissed, then get out there. But no violence, okay? Not a violent program here. No violence. We are a loving bunch here. Us hellfighters are loving and persuasive with our oratory skills. No violence, okay? We aren't racist. We don't like bad behavior because it's a sin. It's against We're against bad behavior because that's what it preaches in the Bible and in all mainstream religions. We are lovers. We are not fighters. So meanwhile, the quarterback, she stays on board. She keeps playing this, keep receiving the salaries. Most people are afraid to say the emperor has no clothes, and in this case, the emperor is a female quarterback who just ain't winning. I know that with my ladies' night adventure back in the 80s, when I shut down gender-based pricing as I'm doing my single parenting, alienated me from from my 5 brothers and their liberal wives. They don't talk to me. They shut the door on me. Well, Steve, it's just kind of like this. Steve, I just don't maybe think you don't like women and that kind of thing. It has nothing to do with liking or disliking women. I don't like the policies. I'm the Vietnam veteran. Why should I have to pay double at a place of public accommodation because I'm a man? You stand for all these anti-discrimination battles with the blacks and with the gays and everything else. Why not with 50% of the society, namely men? Well, Steve, it's kind of like women need favors. Oh, bullshit. We're all born equal. The Constitution speaks for all of us. But they didn't have the guts to do that. And so, your NFL quarterback keeps playing, keeps losing. We keep being shut down with the Orwellian terms, and we are doomed, folks. I mean, what's going to help what's going to help the hole from not caving in every time we try to shovel it clean? You can't say Mexican or Jew or condemn homosexuality. Does that piss you off? It sure as hell should. And frankly, in front of this microphone, I'm mad as hell, and I don't want to take it anymore. But I'm doing what I can to try and get you to understand why the ground is shifting here and why we need to support it with a little more infrastructure. And basically what that means is to be adhering to the Constitution instead of just, walking off in shame and fear. It's pretty, it's frightening, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're a younger person, you better get off your ass and you better start writing your letters to the legislators and start speaking your mind to some of these women's groups and start talking to some of these school boards and telling them that we need to have consistent law enforcement or we're done. No revenge, no reparation, consistency in law enforcement. Say, I wanted to get to some cunt chronicles. And they used to be called Cunt Chronicles. These are stories. I've got a book out there called Cunt at stevehornerbooks.com. And then the tragedies that come from these cunt policies, which I'm talking about here on this show here, why you ought to be pissed. They're called consequences. Now, and that's at stevehornerbooks.com too. And I had a whole bunch of them here, but my time's running out already. And it's fun to get on a roll like that, isn't it? So CBS is naming a woman now to be their new news chief, and her name is Wendy McMahon. Now, Wendy came on, and she immediately appointed Ingrid Cyprian Matthews to lead the news division. Now, this means that all the major news networks then will be headed by women. And none of them are doing well. See? Because women have no pragmatism. They're all sentimentalism. And they're all liberal. And nobody wants to watch that anymore. And that's proof the audience just ain't there. Same with the newspaper, the Jew-run newspaper. They're sinking. Nobody wants to read that crapola anymore. You see? So then they don't have advertisers. They don't have income. They can't pay salaries, so they're going under. Now, Wendy says that she has a solution to these lean audience numbers, is that she wants to focus more on solutions. You know what that means? It means that she has heard the word pragmatism before, which is a male attribute that talks about cause and effect. So she, being a woman, is not wired to speak of cause and effect. So it's all bluster. It ain't going to happen. She can't understand pragmatism because she's a woman. And so she's talking about being pragmatic because that's the popular chit chat. But CBS will continue to go under. And if I don't shut up, I'm going to go under here in just a few seconds too. I want to remind you folks that I'm Steve Horner and you're visiting Steve's Cottage here. And tell your friends about it. And as you climb those mountains of life and you see the top of the mountain, get on the unbeaten trail. Get off that well-worn trail. Because as you go through tougher times, you're going to have more memories. It's going to make you a stronger person and more rewarding. Until next time, you take real good care of yourself.
Thanks for joining us. Visit Steve's Cottage again with Steve Horner.